Hey there everyone, my name is Shonda, and if you are watching this video, you are either part of my VIP Facebook group or you might have this in video form on YouTube that you received from a friend or a fellow consultant just to teach you a little bit more about Color Street and these amazing nail polish strips. So here's a little factoid. Did you know since nail polish was invented in 1931, it has always gone on the same way. It's the same formula. It's amazing how that has never ever advanced in technology. So that is until Color Street was born. These are 100% nail polish strips. So a lot of people, when you look at them, they look like a sticker and they kind of perform like a sticker, but they're not. They're 100% real nail polish. So whatever you would apply nail polish to, be it natural nails, acrylic nails, gel nails, dips, your furniture, your walls, wherever nail polish goes, all it is. So I wanted to just come to you and talk a little bit about the do's and don'ts of good application, and maybe fill you in on some of the whys of why that is. So first off, what you need to know is these are made in the USA. So they're made in Clifton, New Jersey. We're very proud of that. And when you open up your nail pack, you'll have everything inside that you need. There's a little file, there is a nail prep pad, and there are, and I'll open this up in a minute. So because these are 100% nail polish strips, air is not their friend. So by the way, I'm just opening this little nail prep pad. All it is just alcohol. It's to clean the human oils off of your nails so you can get the best application possible. Of course, you know, your fingernails are nothing but a hardened form of keratin, just like your skin. So whatever affects your skin, it also affects your nails. So it could be medication or your diet or lack of proper hydration. So those are all things to keep in mind, that the better you take care of your skin, the better your nails will be as well. Just makes sense, right? So I just took off the human oils. You know, we want a nice clean nail bed for a clean application. So another factoid is that these strips are actually kept in a pharmaceutical grade plastic. And the reason is because, like I said, air and nail polish don't get along. Now think about it. If you have a bottle of nail polish and you leave the lid open or leave the lid off for a while, what happens to the polish inside? Gets all clumpy and dry, right? So the same thing will happen to these nail polish strips. So the way that these nail polish strips are made is that Mr. Park, the inventor of Color Street, actually figured out a way of taking a clear base coat, the colored base coat, any nail art, any glitter, anything else, plus one layer of a top coat, and put them, they're all painted on paper. And once they're painted on paper, this paper goes into, I call it an oven. It's not really an oven, but they go into the drying machine, the oven, and they're dried, but yet they only dry the base coat of these to about 95%. So when we peel it off the paper, it's still tacky, and that's what allows it to adhere to any type of nail. Again, any type of nail it'll adhere to. So another little tip is to always keep these in a place that is about room temperature. If they get too hot, they get kind of gummy. If they get cold, they can get kind of brittle and feel a little bit dry. The good news is if they do get cold or hot, they'll cool off or warm up again. Just keep them at room temperature. That way they're ready for use. Also, making sure that your hands are room temperature too, because if you've got really cold fingers or really hot fingers, it also affects the way the nail application happens. So you can see here that I peeled it off of the paper and it's tacky, so it's sticky. And the good news is you can actually handle it a little bit, so you can figure out, you know, how to apply it. Now you'll notice too that one end is a little smaller, one end is a little thicker. That's not the case with all of them, but some of them are a little more round, some of them are a little more square, some are bigger. If you turn them over, again, some are a little chunkier on one side, thinner on the other side, and that's to give you the best opportunity to find the best fit ever. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put this nail polish strip onto my nail. I'm gonna put it down to the cuticle, but not on the cuticle. I just really wanna avoid getting it on my skin because I want it to have the best when we have it on your cuticles or your skin, it can lift up. It's just not gonna have the best adherement. So what I did is I just tapped it onto my cuticle here. I wanna make sure that it's all straight, and I can also pull it a little bit straight. So now I'm just going to tap it down to my nail. And here's the beauty of Color Straight is you don't need any tools for it. So again, we're not adding nail length, we're just polishing what you already have. So just simply take your thumb and go right underneath your natural nail to perforate the nail polish, just like so. So here's the other half. I can put the other half on another finger, or a lot of times I like to put it on my toes. Share it with a friend, put it, you know, on somebody else that's in the house, but you do need to use it right away. So that's another tip, is as soon as you open this pharmaceutical grade plastic, the air begins to hit it, use them immediately, like within an hour of opening the package. Always clean and prep your nails. I am going to post, by the way, a tips for the perfect application page so you can see it. And so let me show you again how, you know what, I'm gonna do a mixed mani today because you know what, I'm a Color Straight nail stylist, so I've got lots of nail styles on hand, which I love to have. And this is one that I actually earned as a prize. We've never even sold it. It's called Best in Show. And one of my stylists I saw on Facebook today had this little mixed mani, and I thought it was gorgeous. So thank you, Jen Holcomb, for that idea. And I'm gonna put one of these on a accent nail. So by the way, because these nail strips, and I'm gonna show you how this is done. So I'm just taking off this little clear coat that's there to protect the paint on the polish. And then because it's flat, we also put this little silver tab on so you can grab it off of the flat paper. So don't tear it off, just grab that little silver tab and tear it off, peel it off the paper really, really easily. I wish we had smell-o-vision. You could smell it. It smells like nail polish. You know, that's what it is. It's nail polish. So I just tore the little tab off of the top, and now I'm going to take this and I'm going to put this on my accent finger, my ring finger here. And again, it's really stretchy and sticky. So I just have it down to my cuticle, but not on the cuticle. So I'm just going to tap it down, just rub it down gently so it's all nice and flat, making sure that it adheres really nicely. And then I take my thumbnail right underneath it and just perforate. There you go, there's my accent. So again, I can use this other half on another nail, or I can use it on my toes. That's what I generally do, is put it on my toes because I like fancy toes too. Or again, you can share it with a friend. So now I've got two of the little nails on. I've got, this one is called Best of Both Swirls, and this one is called Best in Show. And all you have to do afterward is, just because you tore the nail polish, it's not completely straight. So I always recommend these little glass files, and because they're kind of like fine sandpaper, best finish possible. So just really gently go right underneath your nail, not on top, because I want to keep the polish intact. And I'm just going to get off what I like to call the dangling participles. So any of those little extra pieces that might not be completely straight when you tear it off. So that's all there is to it, a perfect nail application. You'll notice too that I started with my pinkies and I do my thumbs last. And the reason I do my thumb last is because that's the tool. So it's kind of like paint your most prominent finger last. So that's what you do there. You can also, like you saw me stretch it out just a little bit for the perfect fit. So if I need to make it a little bit thinner on one finger, I can do that by just simply stretching it a little bit. So I'll show you one more. Again, I'm peeling off that plastic cover and then grabbing it by the silver tab to get it off of the paper and peeling that off, and you notice it's all sticky, so we can grab it. And in fact, it works best if you handle it by the center of the strip, so you're not trying to grab it by the end. It just gives you a little better control. And then I like to put my finger down on the table and just to give myself a little more stability. So here, sorry guys, I'm showing you my middle finger, but you'll notice that this strip is just a tad bit wider than my finger is. So I'm gonna stretch it because that makes it a little bit thinner. And while I'm pulling it, I'll just tap those sides down to get a really nice application. And perfect, because I stretched it. So just crease that strip over the end of your nail, and then again, take your thumb right underneath the nail to tear it off perfectly. The better tear you get, the cleaner tear you get, the better the application is going to be. So just a couple of other tips is don't leave them in a hot car. Don't leave them in freezing weather. If you do need to leave them in your car, just put them in an insulated bag. The other thing is that now that they're on, they're just going to be curing for a little bit. So don't put any hand lotion on for 30 minutes and probably stay out of a swimming pool for at least 30 minutes so they can really cure to your nails. And that's pretty much all there is to it. I did want to show you one other thing. People ask me all the time, how do you get them off? Nail polish remover. And in fact, this is a nail polish remover that I found. I found it in a lot of different locations, from Walmart to Walgreens. I even saw it at TJ Maxx the other day. It's called Soak Off, and the reason I like this one is it has the coconut oil and the vitamin E and the grapeseed. It leaves my nails feeling not as dry. It is still acetone based, so it gets the job done. And what I love is it removes pretty much absolutely everything, probably gum out of your carpet too. And the other tool to have is a really great little four-sided buffer, because again, your nails are like your skin. You do need to exfoliate them every now and then. So before you apply your nails, just buff them really lightly, get them all nice and neat. And if you need to push back any cuticle, use an orange stick for that, but do it very, very, very gently. Your cuticles are very sensitive. You don't want to be too tough on them, and taking good care of your cuticles will give you some really great nails. So I hope all these tips help for you, and please feel free to hit me up with any questions. Thanks, guys.